Hello again! First of all, I want to say sorry for the slightly poorer quality. I couldn't be bothered to do this earlier, so I'm doing it at night and it's like artificial light and stuff, and it's also a bit blurry and I don't really know why. Sorry, but I haven't really thought of something serious to do, so I'm just gonna tell you what I got up to this week. I've been here just over a week now. I got here not last Friday, but the Friday before, and boy was it hot. Okay, first off, I'm gonna say, don't take the train, just don't bother. A line here, so I had to stop off in Merida, which is actually, it would have been a lot quicker if there had just been a train straight to Badajoz, and there wasn't. So I would advise taking the bus, because most people do it and apparently it's a lot cheaper and more often than not quicker, because they're like direct coaches or something. So I wish I'd listened when someone told me to do that. So I arrived in Badajoz like the afternoon at 4 o'clock or something, and it was sweltering. I'm talking like 33 degrees or something. I was in full like jeans, t-shirt, and in travelling mode, so like wearing as many of the clothes as I could. Had a suitcase that weighed more than me, a backpack that weighed probably about the same amount as me, and a handbag. Gloria picked me up from the train station and she was such an angel. First off, we came straight here, and then I was telling her I don't have a pillow because I couldn't pack it, and she said, that's fine, I'll drive you to Primark. So we went to Primark on my first day, and she was really nice. So we got stuff like a pillow and sheets and stuff like that. And then she took me to do a food shop, which we did, and did like a big shop, and it cost me 20 euros, which was like, woohoo, get in. And then the weekend I spent kind of just chilling and actually having some time to breathe. But on the Saturday I met my personal tutor from the Escuela Oficial de Idiomas, which is the official language school of Badajoz, who's called Maria Jesus, Mary Jesus, basically. She is a legend. Okay, I wouldn't have been able to do any of the stuff that I had to do if it weren't for her. She's literally my guardian angel, and I don't care. Love her to bits. So nice. So she took me out and we had a coffee, and that was probably, I think that was the first time that I'd actually been into the centre. So that was a bit of adventuring and exploring. And then on Sunday I met my mentor from the other school, which is, it's called Juan Vázquez College, but it's actually it's secondary school, primary school, I don't know. I teach 8 to 12-year-olds, basically. So I met Lolly, who's my mentor from there. She's also really, really nice, and just, you know, on both occasions we were just talking about what my role in the classroom was going to be, and what was expected of me, and anything that I should know specifically. And just getting to know them, really, because they're my main contacts here, so if something goes wrong, they're the first people that I have to tell. Work related, obviously. But Maria went on her year abroad, doing almost exactly what I'm doing in Manchester, and she said no one helped her in the slightest, which is why she's so willing to help me, because she knows how difficult it can all be, and what a pain it can be if there's no one there to actually walk you through it. And honestly, I don't think I'd have been able to do it if she hadn't, because however much the conferences and the emails tell you and explain to you what it's supposed to be, everything completely washes out of your mind when you come face to face with, as I said, a funcionario, someone who works behind a desk, who immediately hates you. You don't have to do anything, but you're making them work, which in their books isn't good. So they're straight off the bar, rude, unpleasant, and they take you for a ride more often than not. And when you come face to face with someone who's being really unpleasant in a different language, and you're desperately trying to communicate with them and say, actually no, or well, actually I think that you're fine, then you completely forgot what you were supposed to do, and you end up walking out of the place and going, I was meant to ask them about this, or I was meant to get that. So I genuinely wouldn't have been able to get settled if it weren't for Maria. On Monday, so not today, last Monday, she took me to get the NIE, which is this, if anyone who's not on their year abroad watching this, praise the Lord that you never had to get an NIE in Spain. They don't like giving you stuff. They don't like helping you out in the slightest. Anyway, ranting. You can check Twitter for that. There's a lot of it. So she took me, we originally went to the Foreign Office, which is where we were supposed to go. And I think that normally if you come from the United States, I think that's where you go, but it's quite different for those of us coming from the EU. So, so we went in there, waited 45 minutes, only to be told that we were supposed to go to the police station, and they were going to do it. So we went to the police station and came up against the one woman dealing with NIEs and foreigners in a big office, okay? Huge ass police station, and it's one woman, and she played so dumb. And I know a lot of people who are here doing exactly what I'm doing. I can't have been the first person to turn up there and say, oh, I'm looking to get my NIE. Got there and realised that my EHIC had run out in 2011. She did not like that, but I knew for a fact that I didn't need my EHIC because the university's travel insurance covers me whether I have an EHIC or not, I think. But they kind of go hand in hand. So don't worry, I have updated that now and it's on the way. So yeah, she was like, oh, your EHIC has run out, I can't give you this. And I was saying, no. I've read all the websites, I've read all the links, I know for a fact that you can give this to me, because all you need is your passport and your contract, basically. So I did, and she said, the NIE is just ridiculous, because you have to go to the police station, and then fill in all the forms. Then you have to leave the police station, go somewhere where you can photocopy stuff, photocopy the forms, photocopy your passport, photocopy your nombramiento, which is the contract, and then bring that all back. And then she puts it in a little document that says NIE on the top, and she sends it to who knows where. She said, okay, come back in a week and you'll get it. And which was okay, except for the fact that at the conference in Madrid, they were saying, we want your bank details by Monday, not today, last week. So bearing in mind that I had got to Badajoz Friday afternoon, banks are only open in the morning, and they're not open on weekends. So, and you can't open a bank account if you don't have a NIE, this NIE thing. So it was just, it was just exasperating, because it's always like, oh yeah, you can do this, and you need to do that, and then you need to do that, and it ends up being just ridiculous. Anyway, so after we got that done, I did feel quite accomplished, because that's like the main thing, and that's something that everyone will tell you is huge. And then in the evening, I went to the escuela, because I have, on Mondays and Tuesdays, I work in the escuela, and on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I work in the college, which means 3-day weekend. Couldn't count there for a sec. So the escuela is quite hard to explain, but it's basically like after classes and stuff for people of a huge range of ages between like 15 and 50, for essentially extra classes in languages. So the great thing about working there is that everyone who's there, or almost everyone who's there, wants to learn English, so they're trying to get their practice in, and they're trying to communicate with you. So I did my little presentation like, oh, I'm Alice, and I'm from Exeter, blah, blah, blah. And then they were asking me loads of questions, and they were really enthusiastic. I have level Basic 1, Basic 2, and 1 class of Intermediate 1. So their English isn't amazing, but just the sheer fact of wanting to learn it makes it so much easier, which is great. So I had 3 classes, and boy was I tired afterwards, because they never tell you. I mean, you kind of know it, but you never really think about the fact that the teachers are standing up the whole time. Now, bearing in mind that I'd been up and ready to go get my NIE by 9, and in my classes were in the evening, started at 7, and I ended up going home at just after 10. So it was a long day, and by 10 I was thinking, oh god, my back hurts, just from standing up. It was like crazy, kind of, you know, but you don't know until it happens. More ranting, sorry. I stayed an extra hour. I stayed till 10 on a Monday because I was having a class with this teacher called Elisa, who's lovely, on the Tuesday, and she said, well, I'm having exactly that class this evening, so if you'd rather have this class with me this evening and then you don't have to come in tomorrow, then it's all gravy. So obviously, woo, yeah, free day. I don't know where this comes into the mix, but there was one day I was doing something with Maria, and obviously, because we're like besties, and I was telling her about how ridiculous it is that Spanish people heat up water in the microwave. The microwave people. Just let that sink in. She said, no worries, I like tea too. I got a kettle from the Courtier Inglés. Anyone who has not got a kettle yet, go to the Courtier Inglés. Maybe even right now. Because trust me, I thought I could deal with microwave water, and I couldn't. And I bought pretty cheapo travel kettle, so it doesn't have a stand, it's just all like compact. It's tiny, it makes about 2 cups at a time, which is adorable but also annoying. It was like 20 euros, but also they sell them in Carrefour. Most big shops that do more than just food, basically. Carrefour's good. I went in with 2 girls, and they found one for 20 euros as well, and it was bigger than mine, so